This is video number 3 for viola players only. In this video, we're actually going to get to play on our instruments some, so that'll be kind of a fun, exciting thing to do. We're going to learn the names of the strings, and we're going to play on a couple of those strings. All you need for this lesson is your instrument with the shoulder rest on. Now, I want to remind you, I want you to check your shoulder rest right now to make sure you put it on correctly. Remember, curve of the instrument is opposite of the curve of the shoulder rest. This is incorrect. This is the wrong one. This is the right one. Okay, they don't match. The curves are opposite. Okay, now you have 4 strings, 4 different strings, and each one has a different name. I'm going to come in like this so that you can see them pretty closely. Now, I want you to notice, you can hold your instrument however you want. I would just hold it like this for now so you can see the strings very clearly. I want you to notice how one of these strings is skinny and one of these strings is fat, and these two are kind of in the middle. Notice the skinny string, notice the fat string. These you might not be able to tell, but each one gets a little bit thicker, a little bit fatter, all right? Now, the skinny string over here is called the A string. You're going to play on the A string today and for a long, long time. The next string over is called the D string. You're going to play on the D string today. The one next to that is the G string. You won't play on this for a really long time, like many, many, many weeks. Not till we get to number 93 in the book, okay? And then the C string, and you'll be even later before you even play on that. Probably like November, December time, okay? So again, we're going to play on the A string, the skinny string, and the D string, the one next to the skinny string. A string, D string. If at any point in this video you forget which is which, just rewind back to the beginning and watch it again. No big deal, okay? A string, D string. Or if tomorrow when you're doing your next assignment you forget which is which, watch this video again. No problem at all with that, okay? Now, what I want you to do next is we need to review your instrument position. So, shoulder rest is on. And before I forget to tell you this, each time you put your instrument away after you finish practicing, you need to make sure you take your shoulder rest off and put it, because the case will not close with your shoulder rest on. If it does, you're going to risk damaging your instrument. So make sure you take your shoulder rest off after you play every single time, and then you have to put it back on and make sure you've got it on correctly. Now, hopefully you found a spot that feels comfortable. If not, be patient, just keep working with it, okay? It's going to take a little bit of time. So, I'm going to stand back here so you can remember how this goes. Put your left hand on the upper bout here and your right hand down here by the chin rest. Go up above your head. Now go to the left. Go to the left, so the shoulder rest is coming right over your shoulder here. Now come down, and remember the curve of the shoulder rest is going to cradle your shoulder right here. Curve of the shoulder rest cradles your shoulder. I'm going to come in a little bit closer now. Feel the bone on your face, feel the hump on the chin rest. Stretch, 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 clamp down, and hopefully let go without anything falling to the ground. If you feel it falling, please hold it here for now. Within the next couple of days, you really need to be doing this without using your left hand, okay? And even playing without using your left hand, all right? Now what we're going to do is we are going to pluck the strings. We are not going to be using the bow for a really long time, at least 6 weeks. So don't even worry about that just yet. We're going to be plucking. Now plucking is just pulling the string to the side, kind of like doing this with a rubber band, dong, 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 kind of like that, okay? But sounding better, let's hope, right? We don't want to sound like that. So the way we pluck the D string, remember the D string is next to the skinny one. It's not the skinny one. The way we pluck the D string, I'm going to come in close. This is not good position, but I want you to be able to see. I'm going to put my first finger between the D and the G and then pull towards my hand. When I pluck the A string, I'm going to put my finger between the D and the A and then pull towards my hand, okay? Now there's more to do with your right hand than what I just showed you. So get yourself in a good playing position again. Hold if you need to. And then with your right hand, I want you to make the shape of an L with your thumb and your index finger, okay? Now your thumb is gonna go on the side of the fingerboard. Now, a lot of teachers will teach you to put it here on the edge. That's actually how I learned, and that's how I taught for a really long time. But the way it sounds the best is not to pluck right here. It sounds better if you pluck over here. So my teachers would teach me, okay, put your thumb here and then just reach way down. Well, you know what ends up happening when you do that? People always come back up here. So what I want you to do is put your thumb down there where we know it's going to sound good. You put it on the side and then you're just right there. The other thing that helps too is get the correct hand shape. And let me come back here so I can show you that. So thumb and first finger making an L, thumb on the side, and then do you see where my wrist is now? It's facing towards my nose, facing towards my face. That's what we want, okay? So put your finger between this finger, between the D and the G, and then pull towards your hand, and you have to go at a very specific speed. So I'm gonna play D 4 times, and then I want you to play D 4 times at the same speed that I go, okay? Echo me, wait for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. D, 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 D. Try that again. D, 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 D. Now move over to the A string. So to pluck the A string, finger in between the D and the A and pull towards the A string. Play A 4 times, echo me. A, 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 A. Go. A, 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 A. Try it again. A, 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 A. Now, in music, there is no such thing as the correct note at the wrong time. Okay? Timing is incredibly important. So one of the things we have to learn how to do is keep a very steady beat. We have to play the same speed. Now, speed in music is called tempo. You might know that, you might not, but you're going to hear me use the word tempo, keeping a steady tempo, a steady beat. In the next video, you're going to learn more about some musical terms. Now, this little device right here is called a metronome, and you can get them. There are free ones online. There's one, you can get free apps as well. There's one called Pro Metronome that I use on my phone. It's free and it's really, really good. This device is a separate little piece that's a metronome. And what the metronome thing does, it just clicks for us. And it keeps it really steady. I mean, it's not going to change. This metronome is going to be exactly the same speed unless I change the speed and make it go faster or slower. The speed that I have it set on and will have it set on for much of the beginning stuff is 63. What that means is it's going to beat 63 times in 1 minute, okay? You don't need to necessarily remember that, but if you're wanting to practice with your own metronome, 63 is the speed that I typically use for the beginning classes the first 6 weeks of school or so. So if I tell you in one of the future videos, hey, go ahead and stop. If you need to go slower and you want to practice with the metronome, go something lower than 63 and then get it back up. And then you'll be ready to play back with us, okay? So what I want you to do now is play with the metronome. We're going to do 4 Ds. You're going to echo me, 4 Ds with the metronome. I play, then you play. Echo me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ds again. D, D, D. Go. D, 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 D. Now switch over and do the A string. Echo me. A, 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 A. Go. A, 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 A. Should be easy, but you've got to make sure you're exactly right. Remember, you're going to hear this a lot. No such thing as a right note at the wrong time. Doesn't exist. Not in music, it doesn't. If it's not the right time, it's wrong. Okay? Now, we're going to switch it up a little. I'm going to do 2 Ds and then 2 open As. Okay? 2 Ds, 2 As. Echo me. And go. D, D, A. Now do the reverse. A, then D. A, D, D. Go. A, D, D. Let's do an instrument hold check and make sure you're still holding with just your head and shoulder and not your left hand. If you can't do this yet, please don't. No instruments on the ground, please. But just test it. See if you can. Now do this one. We're going to do 3 Ds and 1 A. 3 Ds and 1 A. Echo me. D, 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 A, then reverse. 3 A's, 1 D. And go. A, D. All right, keep working with that. Get to where you can go back and forth between D and A very easily without missing, and keep it a very steady tempo. And then I will see you in the next video.